Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I am streaming some 2D 4X today. I started late. I was all ready to go at like right at 10, and then I noticed a bug, and I was like, did I fuck something up? Not because of the bug, but like it seemed like I already did this, and then I couldn't find that I did it, so I was like checking GitHub and comparing shit. So I don't think it's a bug. I think I mean, it is a bug, but I don't think it's because of something that uh, was done incorrectly. It was because we didn't get to it. I thought we did. I swear we did. So basically what's happening, this is just running for no apparent reason. Uh, so basically what's happening, let's restart it actually. And the plan today is to work on county exploration, which is why we created the primitive scouting equipment and why we created, I thought I was lagged out over here, why we created the hero activities and the hero equipment and all that shit. So we've been building towards this day. This is what we're going for here. So what seems to be happening, and I swear we did this, but so he's moving, right? If you click on him, you shouldn't be able to get equipment while he's moving. And I maybe I took it out or something. Anyways, it seems to be this thing. Like, I swear we did this. It's very strange. Where's my GitHub? I'm going to check GitHub again. We pushed something, but this is the thing. I noticed that, like, when I opened Godot, yeah, I'm going to close Godot and reopen it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. When I open Godot, you know, it has this order of stuff, and so we had the test drag and drop, which I remember doing that. That was at the top, and then next was this copy, and it said that it was like edited significantly, like 30 minutes after this one, and I don't remember doing that, so I was worried I somehow was editing the wrong one, which is possible, but that means we probably pushed the wrong one. So this code, let's double check this. This is the inventory VBox container. I don't quite remember. Oh, it's right here. Oh, there's something else I was going to say. So that's the same. I'm going to check this other. I don't know what's going to happen here. I want to check this other copy and make sure that I didn't, because I did this like 2 weeks ago. I fucked something up and edited, did some weird push, and this is under inventory. That looks the same as well. Okay, so are we looking at a different one? See, it thinks it's the same one. Is on the same line, 34, 34, because I copied the project file. I'm gonna open this. Oh man, I forgot I told it to install what? When I closed, I'm gonna open this up in Notepad real quick. Just to make sure we're getting the same thing. Maybe I took it out. Maybe my memory is just terrible. So there's the copy. It's because we were going to fuck with something. And then I noticed this one has the thing we fucked with. And I pushed the thing we fucked with to GitHub, I think. Which I'll check that next. Now I'm wondering. Why do you keep jumping around here? What the hell? I think my mouse... I gotta get in this computer. I keep complaining about it, and I'm tired of complaining about it. I'm gonna get a new gaming computer and move my gaming computer to this one, I think. Yeah, so this is the same too. What was the thing I was like, oh, I'm gonna check this. Oh yeah, globals. So the globals also, we fucked around with, it should be right at the top. It's not here. So right at the top, we created a fake thing just to play with. And I noticed it was in my normal one and when it should have been in copy. I sometimes think that this is not an accurate representation. These things. Like this is not, it's pulling from the same one. We have to wait for this to finish. There was something else I was going to say, but I can't remember what it was. Yeah, so see when I open up the 2D 4X not copy one, it had the thing at the top. And I don't see it here. It was like a test thing we were just fucking around with, because I was talking to chat and they were explaining how they do it, and he what is his name? Bumblebite was explaining how he does it in his game, and he had some good ideas and stuff, and I wanted to see, like, visualize what he was talking about. So I was typing it was like, it was, bullshit. It wasn't something that I was actually going to use. Um, so I was messing around with that, but I didn't want to do it on my main thing. So I think what's happening sometimes too is, because I'm making that copy, that 2D 4X, and then there's 2D 4X copy, it's copying the same, um, it's copying the same, whatchamacallit, project file. And I think that might be part of my problem. Let's actually look at something else here while we wait for this to come up. So this one is under scripts, but we are going to hopefully work on, if I have to do this again, then I'll know never copy this fucking thing. What are we going for here? Globals. Open with Word Notepad, I mean. See, here's the one that I was talking about, the line that I was talking about. And so this is in 2D 4X. I thought we went to this copy when we were doing this, but maybe I fucked it up, or maybe globals, where are you? Maybe I fucked it up, or maybe this. Okay, so we pushed that code before I was fucking with this. Okay, all right. So that makes sense. That makes sense. We were all done with the stream basically, and then Bumblebite, I think that's who it was making some good suggestions for like modding, and I keep saying that I'm a noob, and I don't know how long I can get away with saying that, but I'm learning new things all the time, and so chat is the main. I don't know if it's chat. I would say chat is the main influencer of what I learn next, or what I need to like keep on my radar for what's important to learn next. Or like sometimes they're just like, why are you doing it that way? And I say, this isn't the only way I know how to do it. And they're like, try this. And then I learn something new or whatever. There's actually been a few times where they're like massive epiphanies that I've had, like, wait, whoops. They'll say something, and I'll be like, wait, is that why this does this and this does this? And yeah, it's an interesting thing. I didn't see, man, my chat isn't working. Zimp, how's it going? I see on YouTube. Let me see if I can fix this. While we wait for this, we gotta wait for this thing to do this, and we'll delete that. Hopefully I didn't put any other weird stuff in. I think I did. I think, no, I'll print it out. It's like, let me see if I can do this. Activate. Then I'm gonna go over. There's an update for OBS, which it doesn't happen very frequently. I'm gonna put hello here over in YouTube and see. Oh, I see what happened. The update blew up my, what is this thing? Now I have 2 chats. Well, luckily we're waiting for this other thing. Get out of here, other chat. There we go. I have 2 chats, but now they're gone. Okay, we're almost done here. I shouldn't have checked that checkbox. That's what I get for always doing that. I have like certain things I always do, which is one of them is check that checkbox, and I should know better. The other is reload too much in first-person shooters. You get that where you just reload after like 2 bullets. Yeah, I don't know. The years of playing first-person shooters. I've never been like a huge first-person shooter guy, but I guess what is the original one? I almost said Duke Nukem. It's not Duke Nukem. Castle Wolfenstein. I remember when that thing came out. It was quite a change of, like, everyone was like, whoa, like, What is this new thing? Look, it's finishing up. This is an exciting stream. I should, I was trying to find here. I'm going to move this over here and we'll see. Sometimes finishing up takes a while. I was trying to see the price of desktop computers with a 5090 because I was just curious. And it's just all ads, man. Like what the fuck? I mean, yeah, you want ads, but at the same time, I want like things that like tell me like reviews and stuff, and they're all bullshit. I put in like Tom's Hardware used to be like the thing to go to, and to get that information, and it's just bullshit. It's just an ad. It's like fake stuff. It's crazy. Let's say if we do it in the past month. See, look at this shit. What a bunch of garbage. I mean, I know that I'm looking for a 5090 computer. Like, what? Look at this thing. There's a Dell Optiplex 5090. They're not talking about the graphics card there. It'd be nice if it was $600, but yeah, some of these are. Look at this thing, $6,000. What is this thing? And they'll ship it from Amazon. Good luck with that. Good luck with this being a good computer. Yeah, I don't. What happened to Google? You used to be able to find stuff on there. All right, let's get this going. I remember back in the day, you would Google stuff, and if you went in back, like, let's remove this one so we're not confused here. If you went like to page 4 or 5, you could find a bunch of weird shit for whatever you were Googling. And you could like Google your name and it would bring up, you can vanity Google or whatever it's called, your name, and you would find like weird websites that you logged into 10 years earlier. It's now like there's 3 pages of results and 2 of them are ads, and then the last ones are like some weird shit that's not useful at all, some AI slop. I don't even know why I fucking use that Google anymore. All right, let's open this shit up. Some stop bitching and moaning here. Let's keep going down. I was thinking maybe I should start doing this more frequently because I know that's where we're going. It's opening. This is the process that I usually do before the stream because this takes so long. Yeah, there's really no alternative. I was getting some Microsoft support on Friday, so yesterday, and I was using Firefox. They were remoted into my computer, and they were like, "Can you use Chrome?" And it's so weird to me that Microsoft was saying like, "Can you use Chrome for this test?" You don't want me to use Edge? They were trying to trick me too because they thought I was a fucking moron. They were like, "This to solve the problem, we need to go." Oh, we're here, right here. They're like, "Go to your history and then click this delete browsing data." And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here! I'm not doing that." And the guy got all upset because I said, "Get the fuck out of here." Yeah. Delete browsing history. I've been refusing to do that for like 10 years with my job. And people, IT people, the developers and stuff get very upset. They're like, "No, you have to do that." I'm like, "I'm not doing that, man. You know how that would ruin my browsing experience? Get the fuck out of here." All right. So we deleted that line we didn't need. We got to fix this other thing. So what we need to do is that was under inventory, container, something. Inventory VBox container here. So this thing down at the bottom, what it's doing is when you check that, it grabs this information. We need to, if this is true, we actually equip the heroes and we populate maybe we were going to do this and I just didn't do it. What we need to do is just set this. This should be set, but if they're moving, they shouldn't get this until the next morning at 4 a.m. So what we maybe can do, maybe that was it, is I was just going to do this and then I never did it. I swear though, this is like population data. Oh, then we had to get the hero tokens. I remember typing this and so whatever. Is moving? something. Where is this? Maybe it's under here. All right, what the fuck? Population data. I don't have population data open? I do that. I still do this all the time, even though it doesn't do me any good. Population data. We got an extra couple of lines up here. I can't remember. I think it's under hero token, though. I think it's also called is moving. No. Moving. Moving. In my job, I've brought this up many a times, I think. Using a search, oh my God. Using search versus using your eyeballs to search for something. And on Thursday, I think it was, someone was sorting all of their emails, and I didn't have the heart to tell them that was fucking insane and just use the goddamn search thing. Because people get very upset if you tell them, like, there's a better way to do this. If you do it with search, they don't like it. Yeah, so they thought that they had lost a bunch of emails, but in reality, I think it's hero token, which I think is I gotta look. I think it's. See, I was searching with my eyeballs there. Worthless. Is retreating in combat is selected. I swear we did all this already. Token movement. Here's the problem. So there's a token movement, which is a public class. And I forgot about that there's another step for this. So we go token movement. Hero token. Token movement. Is moving. Nope. Moving? Nope. Move token? What's something? Where are we at here? Token movement. It's right here. This is a public class. Move token is what it's called. Yeah, I remember doing this. I remember this exact same thing. I don't know. If this is equal to false, then we do this part. I don't know what happened, but see, the worry is now that I've removed something else. We can get this though. See, this is all. We set this. You know what we can do? Is this a loop? No. We can just return here, right? Return will bring us back. Got to do the thing again. The thing where I always have to search for C# return. Return values. No, I just want to return. Break. Maybe it's continue. No, I got it every single time. Break. Terminates the closest enclosed iteration statement. Well, there is no loop there. It's just this. I just want to get out of this method. Continue goes to the next iteration. Return statement terminates execution of the function which it appears and returns control. Okay, I think it's return. So if this is false, we just bail out of here. If it's true, this will get assigned and this will happen. I think. I guess we got to test it. I really feel like we did this already. Move token equals false. What happens if I said true, though? Is not equal to true. What is this? Move selected token. Okay. We did something here. This needs to be move token is not equal to true because of null check on here. So we did something here. So what does this do? This is the equip each hero. Okay, so this, oh, okay, all right. Now it's coming back to me. We did this for when if it's moving it for it, and we tested this a bunch. Okay, all right, I'm not losing my mind. If it's 4 a.m. when the token is moving, it checks to try to equip the guy, and if it's moving, it doesn't do it. So that's what's going on there. All right, and that's what I thought we already did. And so this thing is if you click the button anytime he's moving, it shouldn't do it. So hopefully this will work. I feel like my code is gonna be trash today. I'm grumpy. I don't know. I'm grumpy and I don't know what the hell's going on. Started late. I didn't do the other thing I said I was going to do as well, which was put in an issue for Cheryl Haywire for the .godot folder. All right, so we go in here, we click this. It did something. It didn't do what we wanted it to do, though. It shouldn't do anything right there. So what happened to that code I just wrote? What the fuck? It was right here. What is this one? Index working tree. This is the one we want. Yeah, this is different. What is this one? Are we in weird folders still? What do we got? 2D 4X. Jesus Christ, what the hell is going on here? How do I make this go over to here? Miscellaneous files. I'm going to copy that so it's on the clipboard. We're going to restart this thing. We're going to restart this thing. We're going to restart. No, I deleted it. Oh my God. I almost didn't stream today. I just wasn't feeling like stream 2D 4X. Let's remove this one too. Let's import this one. Import. So we 100% know we're on the right folder. We could delete this other folder too, just to go hog wild here. That way we know we can't be in the wrong place. So then we're going to open it again. We're going to open inventory. Yeah, I had this, it's almost done, this bathroom remodel because I had a leak. And I couldn't sleep last night because I was thinking about how I disliked so much of it. And it's crazy. Okay. It's here now. What the fuck was I just looking at? Oh, look, there's two of them. Because I opened that other one. All right, well, this one's gone. It's still on my clipboard, I think. Let's reopen this. Like everything is kind of half-assed in this remodel. So I've been playing this connects here. I've been playing a lot of Tarkov lately, and it's like renownedly janky, and there's all sorts of issues with it, like things that you just wonder what they're their thought process was to do things. There's no quality of life. There's just weird shit. Like it works and it's fun and like, but there's just like a level of jank that's kind of unreasonable. There's an unreasonable level of jank, and you often like what like man, the developers should put lots of money into and time into just fixing this crazy level of jank, right? That's how I feel my bathroom is. There's like this crazy level of jank where everything has like this weird, like, what is this? Like the closer I look of any part, I'm like, what is this? Why is this like this? And it's crazy. All right, so this is not working how we want it to. So we click this button. This is a signal. Is there somehow two of these? Let's go to our hero panel, our hero token. No. This thing, let's go. No, it's not this one. Hero list checkbox panel container. It is this one. No, it's not this one. We need to go to, not here. We want population description panel. And we want this puppy right here. All right, so we definitely only have one. And this one has the changes. So let's see what happens. Hero token movement. What is this thing? Move token. Let's do a dash. Move token. Then we'll put this. We'll put this here and that there, and we'll see what this is when we click this button, because I think there's something fishy going on, or I can't remember what we did last week, and and there's some other thing happening and I just don't remember. All right, so we spawn this person. He's moving right now. He's moving. Is moving equals true. Well, the problem is I have the wrong thing in here. It's moving. Good God. Simple fix, right? Well, we don't know if this is actually going to work, but it should. We just want to make sure that the checkbox is working for when the time comes. We'll spawn this guy. We'll move him a little bit. Go to here. All right. That solves that problem. Now we can get to the real thing, which I haven't actually, I've thought overreaching the grand scheme of things. I've thought about a bunch, but how we're going to do this, I have not thought about that much. So what we're going to do, and this is the whole goal of, like I said at the beginning, making scouting equipment, making it so that there's activities that your hero can do, the equipment so that you can equip the thing. So when in each county that you own, you want to be able, there's going to be like a percentage of how searched it is and explored. I shouldn't say search. Explored is the better word. And so as you explore, you'll get events. And you'll get events that bring you equipment, bring you resources, bring you goods. We're calling them goods. Equipment, bring you goods, bring you people, because one of the main factors in this game is going to be like you never have enough people. So you'll get random people, you'll get guns, you'll get whatever. And you need a hero to do that. And so one of the main mechanics for heroes will be to explore these counties and they'll be pulling from like a list of possible things that they could get. And I was thinking about, for balance sake, I think the list will be like, let's say we have 100 things on the list, which, because I would like to have like 100 things. Uh, the hundred events will be in a random order for each player, but every player will get the same 100 events, just in a different order, and some of them for each county. And the reason why we want it, let's say, because population is such an important thing, or what we could do is we make sure that there's like 10 population events, and those are always in there. Because if we did it where it was truly random and each county had a truly random amount of things, what would happen is one player, let's say you're doing multiplayer, one player might get screwed and not get any population events, and then they would probably be screwed. So maybe that's what we'll do, is we'll just have like, make sure that there's always like 10 population events and then 90 other events that can be in each one. So 100 might be too much, but because I don't want to blast the player with events like, dude, oh god, stop fucking, because that's the problem I have actually with Paradox games sometimes, is there's just too many events popping up all the time, and it's kind of annoying. Like, you'll be in a really intense war and you're concentrating, and every time you unpause it, an event pops up because you had a fucking baby or something, and it's just like, come on, I don't give a shit, I'm in a war, And so I want to try to like balance that. But to get started, we need to go through here. Let's plan this out a little bit. So exploration of county, we should probably break this into pieces. So let's copy this. Lord Mac, how's it going? Let's copy this thing and let's add a new item. We'll call it exploration of county dash county info panel percentage explored. So we need to add that in. And then, we're going to need to move this to the top. We need to also, actually, I think before that, we're going to need list of random events. Let's say 3. 3 should be plenty for now. But like I said, I want a bunch. Because I think it's back to my Dominions influence. The random events on that are very important to like how things work and how to make like the game more interesting. I'm trying to think with Stellaris, because I've been playing a bunch of Stellaris lately. Stellaris, the random events are okay, but I noticed that at the beginning I was reading them all, then after a while I just started looking at what the benefits or not, and just be like, I don't give a fuck, just give me whatever. So we got to expect that to happen. Yeah. Oh man, I didn't even think about multiplayer. Yeah, so if like everyone's getting events and it's pausing all the time, fucking pausing. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I've played CK3 multiplayer multiple times, and how does that work? I guess it must pause it. That's a good point. The settings so that you can turn off certain ones. And in fact, I was wondering, and I was playing Stellaris, and I was like, why the fuck doesn't it pause the game when this happens? And I think it was like when research completes or something. But I think I can change that. That's like Paradox games usually are pretty good with you can adjust the message settings. So yeah, that's a good point. All right. So the first thing we got to do is we got to set up this list of events. We know what we should do even before we do that, though. Is we need to test that my story events still work. Doesn't pause anything. Multiplayer. One dude just sitting there reading his event while everyone else is. It's actually up here. Am I in the right spot? Yeah. So I set up this as story event thing a long time ago, in preparation for this too, but for other things. And I have it turned off. Game settings. Turn off story events. Let's see if this still works. Yeah, and that's also been a thing that actually hasn't. I'm a slow player of like I like to really. Oh, I can't unpause it. I accidentally tried here. I'm a slow player of strategy games. I like really ponder everything, and I was surprised my friends were not bothered by that. Okay, so we definitely need some tool tips at some point here. Like it should tool tip over and say that you're getting 500 food. But let's say we do this. Yeah, I had a feeling that there was going to be some sort of bug. Okay, so let's fix this real quick because we're going to be using this. All right, so add story event county resource. This is ancient. Let's look at this. I got 4 there. Let's uncomment this out and see what we got. Okay, so we have something called a resource name in here, which is no longer used. Story event data, good name maybe? Good. Let's look at this story event data, because this is shit, like I said, is ancient. I still think Millennial Dawn for Hearts of Iron would be pretty fun to play with, like 5 people doing the major like China, Russia, US. You can have proxy wars and stuff. But you would have definitely, like I said, I like to play slow. Okay, so we have a good here, which should probably be called good data. County good type. Good type. Why don't we call this county good type? Yeah, this is ancient. This shit's ancient. County good type. Good amount. Why do we have a good amount? Oh, because this is reward amount, we'll call that. Then we have these choices. The stress system is interesting because I usually don't have an issue with the stress system in CK3 at all. Like it's just really easy to just, whatever, avoid. I think this is called good name actually now. But I did a playthrough recently, and I don't know what the hell the guy's problem was, but he was constantly stressed over everything. You know what it was? Is I think I was torturing people, and he didn't like it. But I was like, I don't care. I'm torturing anyways. All right, so we have this add story event county resource. Okay, so this is county good now. So we're passing in a story event data. What was this error actually said? What did it said? Some null something or other. I'm betting that this thing broke. The banker add story event county resource story event data. 84, which is what we were looking at. No, it was not. 69, huh? If it's perishable, right? Crystal Mass, how's it going? I use Notepad for everything. Not everything, but many things. I'm a big Notepad guy. Even in my day life, like I use it as a notepad. Lord Mac, I like in the vampire one too, the stress and stuff. Because I feel like the vampire one does it, Prince of Darkness or whatever it's called, does it pretty more so. So why are we checking if this is perishable? So this is before I was putting notes on all my methods, or not all of them, but as many as I could. Crystal, I've been trying to watch your stream because you stream a lot of times when I'm working, and every time I'll bring it up, I get a fucking phone call for work, and then I just have to close it. I usually am like, don't say anything in chat yet. Let's give it a few minutes because I'll probably get a phone call and immediately get a phone call. And I'm like, God damn it. It's literally like you get to say 3 words and I'm like, all right, oh, fucking phone call. I've been really busy in my day job. Yeah, so sorry. If you see, like you can see the list. If you see me pop in and disappear, that's what's happening. I should just mute and then come back, but I didn't. Whatever. Okay, so we're checking if this is perishable for some reason. And then we're adding it in here. Where's it getting this thing from? Accept button pressed. See, look, this is how I was doing. This is so old that like I didn't know how static stuff worked. Because this can be static. I'm surprised it isn't telling me that this can be static. Why is there no messages? Oh, today. Yeah, so this can be static, I'm pretty sure. And I'm surprised, I might have put it in the like ignore list. Public static void. Let's see what happens. Yeah, see it's okay though that it's old because then then we go. We just banker this thing. And then we get rid of this thing. Now we're getting some stuff over here. I should have more messages though. I guess I just restarted. Okay, so this guy, then you're gonna hit accept. But this is the current story event. What is this? Story event control. I bet you this is missing because it's so old. I probably made a change, renamed something, and now it's broken. So where's the story event control? Okay, I'd be wrong. It is not missing. We do have this array here. What does this thing have at the top? Where are we getting this from? Okay, so update event info. What is this thing run? Okay, so this is pulling. This is some hard-coded bullshit just for the test fish event. So this is pulling from this array. Story event data. Wait, where is this array? Story event list. Usually, I thought I was putting all these arrays over here. That's probably made it worse. Story event title, found food. Your people have stumbled across. Oh, we didn't translate this either. Let's build this. We should do this now. I know this is just a test, but I think we gotta commit to our promises. Whatever. Did I promise something? Okay, so there's no good data in this. This is I was assuming one of these things was broken, and this is it right here. So the event reward, we don't have a good data in here, and oh man, so last Sunday, the very end of the stream, I was talking about this earlier. Bumblebite was like, "Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?" I made it sound like he was being a dick. He was not being a dick. And so I was like, "Well, I don't do this because you can't do this in the inspector." And they fixed it, so you could do it in the inspector. So we actually don't need this to be a good data. We gotta fix this shit anyways. So let's fix this shit. We don't need it to be a good data anymore because it will show an enum correctly now in the inspector. So what this could be is, I wonder why I stuck county good type in there. We could go all enums dot county good type. Wait, let me look at this. Can I pull this down here? Yeah, so we don't even need, we already have it right here. We can just get rid of this shit. I had to do it a weird way. So yeah, this is, so I kind of like when I run into my old code and it's dog shit. I don't, like there's something kind of nice about being like, oh, this is dog shit and I know how to fix it. We're gonna call this reward county good type because it could, and while we're here, we might as well put in the other one, public all enums faction good type. Yeah, exactly. So we could have this, so we can say it's one or the other. Here are the choices, and here's an events county. It doesn't have an export. All right, then we'll go back to where this is now broken, and we can't do this. So this faction is adding reward amount. I think this won't work. Yeah, exactly. I can talk shit about that guy. Man, he was terrible at this stuff. I wish this would print out as the actual enum name. Wonder if you can do that instead of the int. C# print enum name to console. It's gonna be some crazy shit. Yeah, see, here we go. Value. String value. See, I'm too lazy to do that shit. All right, we'll just do this. And we'll have to guess. All right, so if it's perishable, I don't think we need that anymore. I think there's probably a reason, and I might have just made a mistake, but we'll deal with that. So we have our goods. This is by good type or something? No, it's a dictionary by county good type. What's your problem here? Oh, this is called reward. County good type. Amount plus the reward amount. Update the bar. All right. So back to this thing. We got to build this. At this point, I feel like all of programming is just enums. Like you couldn't do anything. When they didn't have enums, what did they do? They just cried or something. This is gonna be fish, and this is gonna be none, and the reward will be 500. They had like a book that they kept track, like on a piece of paper, of what all the ints stood for. It'd be a fucking nightmare. How long ago? When was an enum invented? When was enums invented? Stupid AI shit. 1989, according to this. In C, the concept existed. 1978. So it was like early on. 1958. So that's really early on. They're using punch cards and shit. Fortran also had an enumeration type, but it looked like it was added to 2003. All right, that's the name of the Fortran 2003. Huh. Oh, but these guys are saying like 88. Or wait, 68? What were we doing here before I got sidetracked? We're going to do a story event, so we just have to wait until it pops up. And we're going to say, I want this shit, and did we get the shit? I don't think we did. Oh, I'm selected on a thing, though. I don't think we did. Well, we have 700. Let's do this again and pay better attention. Not click on a fucking thing. County. All right, so we have 600 food to start with. All right. We got our pop-up. I want this shit, so we should have like 1,000. But we only got 700. We only got like 150. Maybe we won't translate this, actually. I think it will be a waste of our time. Reward amount is 500. Plus or equals reward amount. Reward amount. Let's look for reward. Is what? Faction is adding. Oh, we don't have. Is adding. We could look for. Is adding 500 fish. And we have this update top bar goods label. What is that? Why don't we. Oh, I guess this is right. Faction level goods, county level goods. Update influence. Let's do this. Underneath this one, story event control. Story event data. No. Where was the thing I was just clicking on? Story event control. Story banker. It was in the banker. Let's put here. Let's just move this. No, we'll put that there, and then we'll put another one. But we'll say reward on here so we can see them both. You know what, though? Didn't, like, last weekend or something, I did. I rewrote a... The Enums are as old as me. Older. But no, right around that time. I remember my stepdad saying when he was in college, he had to use punch cards for his programming class, which was in the 70s. I don't know exactly when. So I think I wrote a method, though, that does this. So this is going event county data, goods, amounts. How does it know what event, where this county is? How does it know what county is getting this? Current story events. This is for the accept button. Where's our current story event? This is back into in this control, which is not here. Oh, right, it's doing that like equals whatever. I'm going to put this in here. The correct thing. We're going to put in this big long thing. And what we'll do is, whoops, this. And then we'll hit enter here and it'll automatically put the pluses and shit in for us. But, so this is passed in from here, which was the banker, which we're already on, but there's, what is this reference? Story event control. Story event data, which is not dragged and dropped in here because we're setting it to this, which is in the story event list, which is up here. And we have found food. So it pulls that event. Where is it getting the county that it's supposed to? Okay, event county is being set to child 3. Man, this is some old shit. So child 3, let's double check here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3. So that is Portland. Oh, the problem is that there's not enough room for the fish. So it's kind of nice to know that certain stuff works, even though this looks like this is off by 1. There's not enough room for all the fish. Do we have some weird starting resource amount that I can adjust to make my life easy and make it like 5,000? County stuff. 500. So now we're to the thing that I was complaining about the other day, and this is just a me problem. So a lot of times I adjust this in the code, but then it's already been adjusted over here, and then I wonder why it doesn't work. So I gotta stick to one or the other. Like if I'm gonna be adjusting shit in globals, it needs to be in globals. Like, or sorry, in the inspector, I need to leave it in the inspector, not in the code, and then vice versa. So we have 500. Let's do it to 1,000 and 1,000. And I think I was saying that I was gonna do it in the code. So now I'm doing the opposite of what I said I was gonna do. I think. Because later on I'll be like, why is this 1,000 instead of 500? All right, let's get our story event here. We got 558 food. And that's closer. I think what happened once again is we had, yeah, so that's 500. Does this math add up? 1,000? That doesn't add up. This does 250, 250. This doesn't work. This is broken. Where did I change this? Starting non-perishable goods, 500. Or, I mean, I changed another thing, but 1,000. We'll do one of these two. This storage thing, I need to like sit down offline and just fuck with it for like 5 hours, because it's not impossible. It's just a huge pain of like fixing these things. All right, this time it looks like it worked, because that's 1,000. Oh, maybe it's checking. I don't know what happened there, but did that work? We're in the wrong county. Yeah, so I don't know why it's not going to 500. We may have used a fish, but I don't think so, because it was after it who knows? I don't care. It's close enough for right now. Or like I said, we're gonna have to be fucking with this so much. But you know what? I can tell that it's already wrong, because this is 501. This says 499. I guess no, that is 500 if we had the one vegetable in there. Okay, so no, this is right too, except this is wrong. So the problem is we have it's splitting this into 500 and 500. No, this should work, but it's wrong. I'm not going to worry about that right now. The story event is working, and that's what counts. All right, this is perfect time for me to take a quick break. And let's see here. I will put up my break timer. I already paused my music. You guys can hear it, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. All right. That didn't take as long as I thought it did because I had to feed my cat, and I thought I'd be down to the seconds there. All right, so this is working. So we know we have the story event, which I wrote way too long ago. I'm not sure why I did that, but it's there, and the thing pops up, and it works. So what we were doing was making sure it's actually not going to work. it's going to kind of work. We sort of have it working. Exploration of a county list of list of random events, and we're going to do 3 of them. Exploration of county info percentage explored. And we'll put this at the top. No, we'll put this down here. Then when we get this, we'll know we're done. We have a lot more things, and I'll add them in as I think of them. But I think those are the first 2 things we can do today easily. So list of random events. So we need to get. So we it's kind of nice that I set this event thing up wherever it went, because then we can just plop out some events. Except that it's not gonna work. It's not complicated enough. We need it to be more complicated. We need to add people. We need to add all sorts of stuff. But maybe we could put the percentage explored. So this is the idea here. Back to, we don't have it running here. If you have one guy walking around. Man, I kind of feel like we should do the troop thing first. This part, his subordinates. Because if he has subordinates, you're going to search better. I didn't think about that. Man, that's going to throw a wrench into my plans for today, but it's I think we got to do that first, because their skill is going to be affecting the searching. So if you have let's say you have your hero, you start and he's alone doing the searching. If you look, let's go back to we're in the game. So if you think about this from the size, one dude exploring this whole area looking for leftovers, remnants of the old world, and people hiding out and stuff. It's a lot of work. So the more people you have, the faster it will happen. And so one of the main mechanics of this game is to have the population management is going to be crucial to what you're doing, and I hope it's not going to be too much micromanaging. I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be Victoria 3. I was reading on Reddit and someone said the whole game is you just watching the construction queue. And I was like, fuck, dude, the guy's right. Hopefully I don't want to do that in mine. So if you add more people, it's going to change. And if we write the code without the people there, we're going to have to rewrite it when the people are there. So yeah, we got to do that first. So I should have made a different title for my video, but it doesn't matter. Troop list, recruit troops. So I haven't thought about that at all. I've thought about these other things a little bit, but not this at all. So let's think about how this is going to work. There's going to be a couple of things that are in play here. One is like a leadership cap that can go up depending on their leadership, which we don't have a leadership skill yet. So we might have to add that skill in. This guy, his preferred work is labor. He likes to get out in the sun and just break his back. I mean, people do enjoy that. I don't, but I have a feeling some of it is because that was used as punishment when I was a child. And be like, go dig this hole that we wanted to dig when I was in trouble, So mental strength, awareness, charisma, looks we need to rename to attractiveness. We have the loyalty and stuff. We don't have a leadership skill. Yeah, no, I agree. And I think it's going to be, once again, I think the balance is going to be very touchy at the beginning. It's going to be dog shit at the beginning. It's going to need play testers who play it differently than I would play it, and they're going to be like, oh my God, the minute you do this, the whole economy implodes or whatever. Or you have to, you sit here and you watch the stupid queue, You have to have your eye on remnants the whole goddamn game. That is a good thing with Stellaris too, is that you can kind of not pay attention to your resources for a while and then glance at them and be like, oh shit, I need to fix my whatever energy credits. You know, it's not like it's not an end of the world thing when you are in a negative, or yeah, or you can even just be like, oh, I'm in a negative too. Who gives a fuck? You know, I'll let it run for a while. So yeah, it looks like we need to add a skill of leadership, and yeah, let's do that first. I was gonna yammer some more, but I think we got to do that first. So let's go fix that. So I think we have like a skills. Yeah, we have a skills enum here. And I think these things auto-populate. We'll find out in a second. So we're going to need a leadership skill here. So we're going to create a new resource called skill data. We're going to call this leadership. I kind of feel like I had a different skill in mind for that, but it looks like we're going to have to create an enum for this. So we're going to break all of our other enums. Leadership. So all of our other things are going to be broken here. Yeah, that's another actual fear that I have because so I like I was saying earlier, I like to play strategy games slow, but then as I get more familiar with them, I speed up the speed of time, you know, the time whatever. I'm talking mostly about paradox games because it's, you know, real time, not turn based. But there is sometimes, especially with Stellaris, where I'm just like, should I be speeding this up? Like, what am I waiting for? What am I doing? You know, like like, am I waiting for construction to get done? And like, sometimes I'll load it and I'll let it run for a while, and I'm like, am I really just sitting here waiting for like ships to build and stuff? But then once again, I don't want to get spammed with events. All right. So we don't need this running right now because we need to fix this. We just broke all these skills. Let's go back to here. We need to add this alphabetically. So we're going to add an element. We're going to put this leadership in here. We're going to move leadership up to here. We're going to go back through. These are, oh, we're going to have to add in. See, this is the problem with doing it half-ass. This is one of many problems of doing it half-ass like I've been doing it. And that is that this when you add an enum, they all break. They all are in the wrong, off by one. The localization, another problem. So I want to try to do something with like meters to instead of like having pop-ups all the time, like a meter would change that you could look at and you'd be like, oh, my whatever meter is changing. I need to, and I've been thought about it a bunch, but I haven't figured out a way to where I think it's ready, like it's a good idea yet. But I want to try to like, I was thinking maybe like some sort of meters where it doesn't pop up an event, or you could turn off the event and the meter would just, it would always hit the default one and you could glance at this meter to tell what's going on, if that makes sense. So construction is right. It's going to happen after leadership here. Cool is right. Farming is right. I'm just checking to make sure. Labor, leadership, which is going to be leadership. And then we need to do the skill names in here. What did I call these things? Just skill name. Leadership, translate. Liderazgo. There's my terrible Spanish. Liderazgo. I'm just making a fool of myself here. All right, so we have leadership, and then we need skill description. Whoa, god damn it. I clicked on the line. I wonder if like accountants and stuff use that actual. the ability to lead people in combat and the ability to lead people in combat and the ability to here we go, to organize and lead people. Am I putting periods at the end? Probably. Yeah, so that's part of the thing that I was like kind of trying to like if you and then you'd have to have like a bunch of them, a bunch of meters, and there might be a thing where it's just like, oh my God, do I have to look at these 17 meters? I just wish there was a way to like somehow convey the information without so many pop-ups. Like, so back to Dominions, you know, you have that list after every turn, and you have like you click through them, and a lot of times it's just dumb shit and shit. It's like you got one crystal, you got whatever, and you don't have to look at them, but a lot of times you want to look at them because some of them are more important than others. Like it might be, you know, you random event. You know, normally it's like you get one crystal or whatever, but it might be fucking bogus showed up and blew your face off. Um, so I don't know. But there's got to be a better way to do it than than the way it's currently done. Like we get stuck in our ways. We're used to strategy games being a certain way. I actually was reading another Reddit thing where they were talking about diplomacy. I think it was an indie game developer guy was like talking about it, um, and a lot of people were saying they want less diplomacy in games, and I was very surprised by that. See, now these are all off by one. Because diplomacy has been a complaint for me for in every game for a long time. Rifle. I think this is I'm gonna change this to ranged at some point. Oh, we gotta pick an attribute for leadership. Not agility. Mental strength. I think it's like a mixture, but let's do mental strength for now. We can always change it later. Is a combat skill? It kind of is, but it's not. These all say 0. Oh, right. I know why. Okay, so I think we got that. Let's see what happens when we run this. Is it going to auto-populate in the skill list? Because I can't remember if we did it that way or if I was manually putting those things in. I may have been manually putting them in. In fact, I'm almost positive. Clicking the wrong thing here, though. Yep. So, yeah, I hit copy. I hit copy. I hit Control C after that was highlighted. All right, so we're on a 121. This one you can't click on. It's weird when that happens. So the problem is on the UI list 121. Let's close this and re-import this so I don't forget. And then let's go to our restricting it based on like the way the faction works. That could be, well, definitely we're going to want to restrict some. That's kind of an interesting idea too. Like if you're whatever, a dictatorship, it might show you different things. I still definitely want to do hidden meters that the player would never see, and when they select certain stuff, it affects like worldwide meters of things. I definitely want to do that. I was calling them like dynamic events or butterfly events, because like I feel like that's another thing that's kind of weird with events in video games is a lot of times you pick an event and it has no effect on the rest of the world. You know, like but it should. You know. What are we going to here? Population, UI. All right, we're still in resources. What does this thing say? 121, I think it said. All right, so this is going to update the skills. It's a for loop. All enum skills, skill number equals skill I. What the fuck does this do? Skill number, skill level. I think what the problem is we need a new thing here. So this is on the list. Let's look at this. It's all jacked up because we need to add a new one. Well, not there. Here. So it's trying to for through. I think this is probably an array, I would guess. Actually, we can just look at it right here. Okay. Margin container. List element. Oh, am I like getting children or something? Update skills. Population row button, which is a thing where instantiating, I would guess. So this goes down, generate population rows, update skills. What is it foring through though? It's going through their skill count, and then it's going population rows, skill labels, I could have done this with for each as well. So we have population row, skill labels. Here's a population row button. Here's the skill labels. This is probably a scene somewhere too. UI scenes. There it is. Yeah, it's fun, at least for me, it's fun to like fantasize. I'm gonna definitely fantasize about the future of the game because I have all these ideas, but I definitely have to like limit some of my leadership because limit my features that I want. So this is gonna be leadership. And it looks like we were just sticking a word in here for testing. And then the problem is we need to add another element here. And then we need to drag this up to there. Then we need another element where this is going to get kind of busted. So we don't have enough room is the problem here. So let's duplicate this thing. Let's move this to here. Let's put this here. Let's change this to leadership. And then I guess we can just run it and see what happens. I'm betting we don't have enough space for it. Yeah, I like my crazy, whoops. I like my crazy ideas. I guess doing it in this loop, the way that I'm like just going through each part, kind of helps with that limiting because I hit something. I'm like, oh my God, this is so fucking hard. Oh my God, this is gonna not work at all the way I thought it was gonna work. I could do it. Or this idea was terrible. Look at how stupid it is. Okay, so everything's off a little bit now at the top. Like age is even off. Scavenge is off a little bit. We have this big, oh, we have the big gap because this changes a little bit. It seems like we're generating a random amount, so we must have like a roll that just goes through all of the skills and generates them. I was thinking about turning off helpful, unhelpful, because that was just for testing. So let's go back to this thing. How did I remember messing with this a little bit, but I thought because I made a copy of this, it would. What does this look like? Is it wrapping stuff? The other thing we could do is we could come up with like a 3-letter symbol for each skill. You know, loy, con, ku, var, to make these smaller at the top. And it doesn't look like we actually have anything that's a duplicate of the, if we did 3 letters at the top. The problem is then the fucking player is gonna have to figure out what we were talking about. We're gonna have to, so this doesn't automatically generate. Oh no, it did. But we lost scavenging. So I think the issue is there's just not enough room for this, because this is, we needed to keep this big. So we have to lose something, or we have to go to 2 lines. That was the other thing that I was thinking about at some point, was have these thicker. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Hey, we have $5 billion. I wish I had that. It would be, that would be a, it would be, definitely be a different game. You'd have to start with like one, hey look, it's Jessica McCarl. You'd have to start with like one person and expand the team. I saw that Paradox was putting CK3 or Victoria 3 in a custodial team. I don't know. Paradox has not been impressing me lately. So if we did 2 lines, how would we do this? For now, what if we just hid unhelpful? And then over on here, unhelpful, we just hid this. Let's see what happens. Yeah, Paradox has not been impressing me with the releases. I guess they're releasing China for CK3, like that area. Oh, I know why that did that. It's because I have this turned on. And then the Mongols. I want to do. I want the Mongols bad, but I'm not confident they're just gonna be like a different skin or something for them. Yeah, so that solves the problem. The other thing we can do, I know I said I hate icons, but we could just put like an icon here. The issue is that these are so long. Like the numbers aren't the issue. It's the the names up here. We could do the 3-letter thing, but like I said, it's going to look quite painful. Let's fix this. So for now, we'll have it disabled. I'm going to put a note somewhere. No, I'm not. I'm just going to surprise my future self. Let's see. So that is on the population description panel. Yeah, I still feel like though I have my hopes so low, even though they said that, because part of it is because I decided to play the clan government type, and I was even with my low expectations, I was shocked how limited, like it's pointless. It doesn't even fucking matter. It has no nothings. Loyalty, charisma. I guess we should turn this on and look here. So these are not auto-populated. Right side. And the administrative one, I didn't actually play it that much, but I was also kind of just like, meh. Have you tried the administrative one? The administrative, you have a more, yeah, well, I hate everything. I hate everything. So I have a feeling this, and I'm not sure how we're doing this translation actually. Have you done it? I remember, I think I asked you this last time, but I don't remember what you said. Have you done an adventure run yet? Fighting wars for the man? This isn't getting populated, right? Because I put 100 in there, unless we got a really good roll. Oh, I bet you I need to put that in an array. Right here. Where'd you go? And I hope that the new one is good, because I love the Mongols in CK2. And you had to, you had to balance the guys who you gave herds to and stuff. That was like, I remember last time I played it, which was somewhat recently. I fucked up and like gave this wrong guy a herd or didn't split it correctly or whatever, and it made this like massively strong subordinate where I was like worried he was gonna fucking kill me and so though like this stress, like a good stress was there of me like, oh man, I got to do something about this guy. Oh man, can we kill him? Can we make him a blood brother or something? You know. And I think I went with try to kill him, and I just was not successful. Like if I was like, man, if I could just murder this guy, it would like reset some stuff, and it just wasn't working. All right, so this is now working. Speaking of things working, so now we have all of this here. The skills are in play. So that was for the first part of this, which I don't have a thing for, but because we're gonna jump to this recruiting troops. So we have the skill, and the skill now we got to decide at what level they get how many people they can lead. So I was thinking what we would do. Well, let's look at this first. I forget where I put this. I think it's under attributes. It should probably be under skills if it is under attributes. Let's look. I don't have an attributes thing. There was a like a little chart for their bonuses. This looks like it's just a test. What is this in here? Oh, this is some combat check learning. Yeah. A little chart. I think it's under. It should be under attributes, but I don't have an attribute thing here. What would that be under? That would probably be a resource, maybe? Attribute data. Did I typo that? Yeah, here it is. So we have what I call plus ones and plus fives. It's not going to, well, we could use it. Or, yeah, plus ones and plus fives. So this, you divide this by 5 and it'd give you a plus 1. Mm, the other, so what I was, what I know I'm not explaining this very well, but I was trying to think like 1 through 10. Do you get one leadership? 11 through 20, you would get two people that you can have. The other way we could do it, because that was my original plan, but like always, I like to throw a wrench in my own plans. Then you could have up to 10 people in your army, but that's not a very big army, and at times, and eventually you're going to want that. And then let's look at this guy here. This guy has a 7. Patricia. 7's bad. So like this person wouldn't be able to do this job because she sucked so bad. So maybe we do it differently. So like we could have I'm trying to avoid having like multiple of these things like all over the place, because if we do 2 of them, then next thing I know we're going to have 45 of them. So I mean, it's not the end of the world if we do have to do that. But so let's imagine an army late game. You would have like 30 or 40 people, maybe 100 people. Let's say tops would be like 100 people in your army attacking another province. And because you're going to, if we look back at this, like at the map for this, let's say you're attacking, you're in here and you want to attack these 3. So you'd have 3 different armies, and 100 in here, 100 in here, when 100 in here would be like huge. Because that means you'd have 300 guys, and that'd be like some late game shit. And one of the things Stellaris does well is the hard caps aren't actually hard caps. You can go over them, and I don't like hard caps. I just like it, like the cost. Oh, maybe we do that. Maybe we do that instead. You can just keep adding as many people as you want in, but it costs more. Oh, that's much better. And you get a bonus or a negative depending on this. Yeah. That's the way we should do it. Okay. So we'll have, there's no hard cap. You can put in, so let's go back to this screen here too. I probably should have thought about this way ahead of time. So in here, we'll put a number. Oh, we're gonna have different leaders, and that's what will be the delegation of stuff, is all their activities and things. So we'll have a number here of how many subordinates you're gonna hire, and you'll get some sort of penalty, an influence penalty at the beginning. It's not a penalty. Oh yeah, we could do that, dude. No, that's a good idea. Like have some like kind of how the old school, since we're talking about Stellaris here, old school Stellaris, you had to do. We wouldn't force it, but you had to do like sectors and let the computer run certain sectors. Yeah, definitely. Especially because if you had like 50, that's a huge problem I have with Dominions. Actually, is you get a ridiculous number of leaders later, and I know you just set them all on whatever, but it kind of gets tedious. What was this guy doing? He was research, or he was summoning fucking trolls, and this guy was he made a skull, crafted a skull. So yes, the next thing on the list then is we're gonna have to put in a number of what the subordinates, of how many subordinates you want to hire, muster. So let's put that number underneath here. Since we have this here, we'll have this a matching thing. And if because I was also thinking about once again, I don't know why I worry about this. The performance later in the game because of the number of counties, and I do want to split these counties into smaller ones, but I'm going to keep it this size until all of North America is done, and then we'll see the performance late game, and then we'll like maybe break it into smaller pieces. Make like break these into two, the bigger ones into smaller ones. And then if that works, maybe we can put in South America. It all depends on the late game performance. But North America is where we're going to concentrate on with these larger counties. But yeah, like if you have like whole areas, it should be more like CK3 where you could like totally delegate or even have subjugated peoples. All right, what was I doing? I was going to add a thing to the UI. So let's go back to here. Let's go back to our subordinate, which we're actually on the right spot. This is going to be the left panel. Inventory. Oh, inventory and subordinates. Inventory and subordinates again. All right, let's turn this on so we can actually see it though. And can we close some of this crap down? Not that crap. It's probably would be nice to put that like in a panel so that I can close it as well, minimize it. All right, so we have this title. And we'll add in I'm sitting here with like looks like I'm not doing anything. I was thinking maybe we do one of those, what do they call this, spin box or whatever? So this would go here, but we're actually going to need an H box in here because you always need more H boxes and V boxes. It's just how it is. And then we'll put a label on here. You can't label this thing. You can with a prefix here. Did I do that in the other one? We'll want this centered. Nope. I mean, that does look better. What does the prefix look like when we do that? Looks pretty bad. Probably we'll have that centered. We'll add a label. And we'll say number of subordinates. Whoops. Label. That looks terrible. That looks awful. All right, that looks better. That actually looks what we want. And that's actually pretty much what we want, except that we're going to put in this word. We're going to put this into the... I thought we were done with our localization, but obviously we'll never be done with that. Can you do like control end in this? What did that do? Oh, it bumped us down to the end. Perfect. Phrase. Number of subordinates. Is that spelled right? Subordinates. And then we'll translate numero de subordinate. All right. I should practice my alphabet probably first. And that would be the key thing. All right, we have the number of subordinates. This will go back over here. We'll copy this. Put this in here. Make sure it doesn't have that extra line. And we should probably, in this spin box, have like a max value. We'll leave it at 100, I suppose. I notice these have you know, they have decimal places of 1. Can we turn that off? Doesn't seem like it. It doesn't show it over here. So then we're going to have to go back to our population data. I think there's going to be a point, I have a feeling that we're going to have to break this population data into 2 things, like a hero one and a population one, because it's getting fucking out of control with all these different things. And we could do like, you know, like have a public class that is the hero information, and if it's null, it's just not a hero. But there's also the problem with that is that they're very intertwined. So is hero, is worker, hero type, and this is under hero, perks, expendables, loyalty adjusted, happiness, days employed, attributes, skills. Let's put it under this hero thing, I think. Hero type. Export. This is going to be an int. Number of subordinates. All right, so we have that where this will now have a 0 number. And what we want to do is when this changes, it's going to fire a signal, and it will update that number. So we need to keep track of it, and we'll have like a daily check where he's going to try to get people to join, which we can do a leadership check for that. Probably without a skill. I was just thinking, so how the skills work in this is that each time you do it, there's like a checkbox is used, and then once you do 10, use it 10 times, you get like a skill roll to go up and learn the skill. We probably won't have that where you can learn from doing that, because otherwise the player could just keep hiring people and firing them to try to get his leadership skill up. But let's link this to, so we have this is going to be our number of subordinates spin box. And this is going to be our spin box, our subordinates H box. And so we're gonna set up a signal there, but where are we putting this? It looks like we have a script on this one. So let's add a script to this. And we're gonna call this, that's what we're gonna call it. And we're gonna not put it in scenes though. We're gonna put it in scripts. And I guess this is a UI script. Even though I am kind of regretting the folders. So how did we pass this shit around in here, huh? We just passed in a population data from somewhere. That works. Yeah, that works. I was trying to think if there's another way we should do this. So the thing. So when this becomes visible, oh, look, it did it in the running game. It puts some of this stuff here. When this becomes visible, we need to update this number, and we need to pass in the population data when that happens. So let's go back to our description panel, wherever the fuck it is. We have a lot of stuff open all of a sudden. The Hall Master, we're done with him for right now. Good data, I'm pretty sure we're done with him for right now. Subordinate, we need that. Attributes, skills, we might mess with that stuff. We might mess with that. Story event, I don't think we're going to get to that today. I was looking forward to getting to that today, but we got to do something else first, which is this. Let's pin this thing, because this is what we're going to be fucking with right now. So how do we do this on update description info is what we have. So this is going to call deferred. You know what I should have done here is not that way. Name of date description info. So you can tell this is some old shit too, because I don't like that. There's a name for it. I don't like the text because it's too easy to have a mistake in there. All right, so under this, we're going to have... All right, so we're calling this directly from here. And where did we put that thing? So we will export public subordinate view box. Then in this script... I think what I was trying to do when I was writing this, the inventory one, was keep these kind of smaller. We will do update. We will do public void update subordinate update number of subordinates. And we're going to need to pass in a population data, because that is the number that we're getting for this. We're going to do this. We're going to go back. We'll copy this. We'll go to here. We'll go down to here. Yeah, see, you can click through that thing too. So we have the inventory thing. We're going to do subordinate view box container. Why is it a capital? Because there's something wrong. Wait, that's not what it is. We need to pass in a population data. I feel like I'm constantly passing data around this way, and I wonder if that's bad. It probably is. I probably should be using events or something. All right, so this thing is going to, what is this? We're gonna get that weird message too. Yeah, scripts.ui. Public static void. So this is going to update that spin box. Phrase, we needed that spin box here. We need to export. I don't think we need this to be public because we're going to update it in this method in here. Subordinates spin box, number of subordinate spin box. So this number of subordinate spin box number of what am I doing wrong here? Private, public, using, I'm doing something dumb. Why aren't you showing here? Oh, it's because it's static. I don't know how many times I've done that. I can't remember what this is called, but well, if we go back to this spin box right here, there is a name for this. Is it just current value? It's just value. We looked at that 10 seconds ago. Value equals population data, number of subordinates. So this is going to set that number to whatever that is, and then we'll put in a signal that will hit this thing. So we'll do a public void. So when that signal hits, we need to change this population data, which actually is not here. So we're going to need population of a private. Does it need to be exported? I don't think so. A private population data called population data. And then we'll do this. And not with it. Why is it doing this today? It's gotten very crazy with its things here. And that, whoops, no, that was right. What you were doing was right. This, and I'm going to put a note what this is doing because I'm going to forget. When the population description control is visible, it runs this method, which sets the population data in this script. And then what the fuck is going on here? So then we're going to, this is going to be a signal, and I can't remember how these spin box signals work. So let's look at that other, where were we using this spin box? We're using like goods or something. Good control or storage or something. Or something. Where is that? Goods panel container. Goods panel container. Where are my many spin boxes? I think those spin boxes actually might be being whatchamacallit, generated, instantiated, that's the word. Let's see. So that would be like a good, look at this. I have one called good panel container and one called goods panel container. One significantly different. Let's see how this, the good panel container. Wow, I wish I hadn't noticed that. Generate storage H boxes on resource panel container visibility. See, this has the old name. I bet you there's a signal. There is a signal that would do that. So I don't want to change that right now. Assign goods. Assign goods to update maximum available. Count. Set resource max values. This one is different. Yeah, Jesus Christ. I'm going to have to go look at this. Where this signal is. We need the UI scenes. No. Storage HBox is what it's called. We can close this one up. We can close that. We already fixed that. We can close that. So this signal is on value changed. Okay, so this actually isn't that weird. Or for some reason, I thought I remembered it being weird. So let's go back to Now we have a bunch of crap open that's unnecessary. Our subordinates here on value changed. What did I call? I'm trying to keep it consistent. Where was that thing? Oh, I just put value change there, huh? On value or value changed. It doesn't like it when I name them all the same. Number of even though they're in different scripts, subordinates. Let's do it this way. And it looks like we were passing in, what is that thing, a fucking float or something? It is a float. Fuck your float. Value. Why would it be a float? This is back to the thing where it's like, can we not have this be this spin box not be a... I would like you to be an int, please. Godot spin box int. I mean, I can just cast it, but I was hoping that it... Man, I remember back in the day when I didn't even know what casting was. That was like 2 weeks ago. All right. Let me... Actually, let me take a break. Yeah, let me take a break, and what we'll do here is population. Let me put this first. Number of subordinates equals value. What's your problem? Oh, I need to cast it. You can't have points of a, 0.5 of a subordinate. Yeah, then we're gonna have to write a thing called like mustering or something like that. A script that's mustering, where you muster your guys, and we'll use that term regardless of if they're mustering for scouting or whatever. And this is, back to a couple of streams ago, I was like, maybe we don't need to have a differentiation between armies and aids because they're very, very similar. Like, you're mustering your guys to go help you search. They're kind of the same thing as mustering your guys to go fight a war. Because they're also going to try to use the same equipment that you use. Man, I was really hoping to kick this subordinates thing down the road for a while to get to because I've been waiting to do this exploration thing for like a fucking year or something. Very long time. But anyways, we got to do this. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. I guess I already stopped my music. All right, be right back. All right. Look at all these things that have changed. My God, it seems like we're doing a lot. We're not. I just gotta put more hours, and that's the thing. I gotta do more than 6 hours a week on this to get shit done. That's the key. Is I mean, I'm still slow, but it would be a hell of a lot faster if I put more time into it. All right, so this is gonna be a signal. Let's link this signal. We gotta build it first, though. Did I save this? And look, we only had 2 errors there for some reason. Then we're gonna need to link this. We're gonna pick it. And we're gonna connect it. There's our signal. And so that's going to set the number of subordinates. Let's put a GD print in here and just test this out. Number of subordinates, subordinates, and then we'll just put the population data in here. Make sure that this is not an issue yet. It might be happening too fast is my fear. Because is it gonna set the 0? Yeah, exactly. Like, do it on a Wednesday, too. Add another 3 hours on a Wednesday or something. I haven't been streaming on my other channel. So, I was thinking about something. Okay, I think that's fine. I gotta close this thing up. I gotta do this. Yeah, and I get less of when I first started programming, I got a lot of I was completely burned out mentally of programming. Because of programming and I don't feel like that's happening as much. I get burned out for other reasons, but it's not like my God, I just learned like 6 new things. I'm only learning 4 new things. Look at all these labels that are I didn't label them. Oh, those are the tests. We need to drag and drop something in here. Tuesday, Thursdays or something. I don't know. I don't want to promise anything because I'm lazy. What's your problem now? Population data updates. Oh, I got to drag something here too. We need this VBox. Do that again. Maybe the dragging and dropping thing isn't that great. When I was fucking around with a different game, I kind of half stopped doing that. I started using get child more and whatnot. All right, let's see. Okay, so this is 0. What does this thing say down here? Nothing yet. Close this. Re-import this thing. Good God, I should have typed it in the top here. We don't need to do that though. Let's type in 500. We only can do 100. Perfect. Well, let's type in 7. Let's go down 1. Perfect, that all works. So now we have the number of subordinates. Okay. Sorry, I'm laughing at the amount of work I have to do for this. Like, holy shit, man. Okay, so this thing opens up. This description panel opens up. We've gotten this number, which is going to correspond, but now we also need to populate this list. Instead of it saying test subordinate, we need to populate who's in here. But I guess before we even do that, I hate how this looks, by the way. I hate it. But we're going to leave it there. Yeah, before we populate this, we need to have the ability for them to start mustering these guys. And so they'll muster every day. So we'll have a muster every single day. And so we're going to go to this county thing, and we have all this stuff happening. So at date, let's see where we want to put this. Do we want to put it before they go to work? Because if we put it before they go to work, then they will, we don't have to, they won't be in the list of the start of day people. So yeah, we probably want it to be start of day, but before any of this crap. Prioritize county improvement need to go first. County improvements gather goods for their stockpile. So this is this not done? Oh, is this telling us what this is? I guess it's done. And this adds, yeah, so we need to, if they're mustering, we need to like basically skip a bunch of this shit for that one population. So we're gonna have to adjust this whole thing that we already wrote of how this works, because we're gonna have them in a different activity. And speaking of activities, we gotta be able to turn this on to test it. So on this, we had this other thing. I actually think we don't need a checkbox. We just set it so that if you set it to 5 and they have 4, he musters someone. If you set it to, if there's 5 and you set it to 3, he just fires 2 people. But let's look here. What was I going to look at? I was going to look at this UI scene. I think it's this one. Yeah, so I think we have muster as a checkbox. So there's another way we could do this, because I'm already thinking like, you're sitting there and you're like, well, why is this guy, like, where are these people going? And you're not gonna think about, you're gonna forget that you have set something. Because I'm always thinking about me forgetting things. So we could put this muster thing here to show that, but maybe right now let's kick it down the road. Let's put a note in here though for next round. Maybe have a muster icon for when the hero is mustering an army. I don't think we need the checkbox though. We'll just put this as a blank new issue. We'll create it and we'll just have it at the bottom, just to remind that I did have a thought about that. So we'll leave this here. Every day, we probably need a new public class, but we might already have one that deals with this. So we have, in public classes, we have the hall master, we have the banker, and we have, there's a third one. I can't remember what it's called. Quartermaster. That do stuff. Does a quartermaster deal with, does a quartermaster deal with mustering troops? What does a quartermaster do in an operation? Supply and it's what one. Okay, thanks. I guess we could ask ChatGPT. What do you say, ChatGPT? Does a quartermaster muster troops? Okay, who does? Is done by officers. Adjunct. A muster master. That's what we're going with right there. A muster master. We'll set up a public class called a muster master. That's what we're absolutely doing. Script. Muster master. What happens if I type public class in here? Right? I can't do public class. Okay. Node. The muster master is there. And we're going to create him. And for some reason, I thought I was going to open that. All right, we got our muster master, but I hope this continues to make me chuckle for all of time. All right, you're a public class. And so the first thing that the muster master needs to be able to do is public static void check for mustering. And then we'll pass in a public or a population data. And actually, we're going to run this from the county level. Let's put this in here. Muster, check each hero to see if they need to muster true subordinates. Subordinates. So this, though, this is at the county level. We actually don't need this because we're going to for each through. And we need a new, we need a namespace. We also need a new activity, which actually makes it so that we probably don't need that icon because we'll have an activity that's called mustering. So they can look when they go like, what the fuck is going on? And they look at this guy, it will say his activity will be mustering. And actually would say it here too. He can do other stuff when he's mustering though. So you can have him exploring and mustering at the same time? Is that what we're saying? I'm making up this shit as I'm going along here, obviously. Totally should have planned some of this stuff out. I should have spent the first year of developing this game writing everything down in plain English of what all this shit does. Like I have that role-playing game that I work on sometimes that my text, my game rules, like that's what that game rules, it's just a list of, oh good God, it's just like a list of things of how everything works. Like how do you get skills, character creation, Like I should have done this document, but for the game. How do you advance skills? Well, I haven't written that yet, like that type of thing. I don't know why this has a thing there though. Like that's what I should have done. Okay, check for mustering. So can a hero muster at the same time that they do other activities? No. The answer is going to be no. A hero cannot do other activities if they are mustering. So the process of mustering, let's look at the definition of mustering first, because maybe I'm using the wrong word. I don't think I am. But mustering cattle, assemble. So it's more like a recruit. So I'm thinking, so speaking of a different strategy game, what the fuck is that? Grand Tactician. When you set up your troops in that game, you say you want to hire a regiment of musketeers. I don't know. They're not musketeers. Whatever. And it takes a fucking eternity for the guys to actually start showing up. You say you want 100 dudes, right? It's more like 500. But let's say you want 500 guys with muskets. It takes an eternity to show up because it's like it's taking into account like a guy riding on a horse over to fucking Pennsylvania, handing out flyers. People are getting the flyers saying, "Oh, I guess I'll join the Pennsylvania first." And then they say, "Okay, well you get paid $6. Show up next Tuesday, and we'll all walk over to whatever California." California's not in the game, but you know what I'm saying. So it takes an eternity, and I kind of want to do that same thing. So that's not really mustering. It's the muster master will handle this, but it's more like recruiting. It's recruiting. I'm gonna join. They wouldn't have me. I'm too old. Luckily, recruiting definition. In mustering, maybe we have to not call it the mustering master. Yeah, it's that's what it should be, is recruiting. Yeah, so and then mustering will be a different thing. Yeah, exactly. It's just gathering them. So who does the recruiting? A recruiter does the recruiting. I'm from San Diego originally, and man, it's a military town. All right, so the muster master won't get used right now. We're gonna do a recruiter. So we're gonna go back in here. I'm so disappointed. We might not use the muster master at all. Recruiter. Makes me sad. All right, open up. So the recruiter. I was going to copy that over, but it actually doesn't matter. Namespace, player space, public class recruiter, and we will do public static void check for recruitment. We're not going to pass in anything here because we're actually just going to have this like a for loop here. If they need to recruit subordinates. So this is, we're going to go over to, we're going to do the recruiter, check for recruitment. And then over here, we're going to go for each. Once again, like I really think we're just going to get rid of the different types. The hero, the army leader, and the aide. It will just be like whatever, something, but it will just be one, and it doesn't matter because you, as an aide, you can have guys to help you do things. So, oh yeah, and so that's one of the things I want to have is like the research isn't you're getting it from scratch. You're getting it. You know that this shit exists. Like you're researching whatever primitive scouting equipment. You know that binoculars and stuff exist. It's not like you've never heard of that shit before. So it won't take as long. Definitely, I want to have like shorter until you get farther in, and it's like harder. Like zip guns and stuff like that would be easier to make because that like everyone knows basically how a gun works. There's some sort of powder that explodes and pushes a bullet out the barrel, like that's, yeah. And yeah, and um, purpose ideas too. Like, like you were saying earlier about oligarchs and stuff. Repurpose fascism. All right, so for each, we are going to need a county passed in here, though. County. We can just pass the county data straight in. For each population data in county data, heroes in county list. Oh, definitely. So that's why they still have to research it. But I don't want, it doesn't need to be as long as like trying to invent the wheel from not knowing what a wheel is, And then there's actually, this is a common thing. I don't know how realistic it is because I don't know how they would test it. But from what I understand is that once humans know something is possible, they have a lot easier time researching it. You know what I mean? Like once they know that like a telephone is possible, someone else can make it research and figure out how a telephone works without reverse engineering it. They can figure out. That's why I think while that there's things happen simultaneously because they're kind of like also building on a foundation. But anyways, yeah, definitely being online is a huge information source, but that won't exist in this world. There will be no internet, but there will be old documents, which in the exploration, when I say documents, I mean like flash drives or whatever. Then we're going to need electricity. Oh my God. Okay, so for each one of these, let's GD print. Let's do this, actually. If we're going to have to add a list to this. Number of subordinates, and then we're going to have a list in here. Do we need to make this a Godot list? Because, man, they're a pain in my ass. Probably we do. Yeah, we do, because we need to export them. I was curious, like, this is going to be a list of population data. And this is going to be hero subordinates. All right, I got to skip this song that you guys can't hear. The B-52's Love Shack. I've heard that song 400,000 times in my life. All right, I got to skip a bunch of songs. All right. Yeah, it's back. This is even be pre-internet. Back to that Survivors TV show. They get into that like a lot. And also, I was talking to someone about tariffs recently for no reason. I just brought them up for no reason. He was pro tariffs. He thought it was a great idea. And I was trying to explain that they're a bad idea. And so his argument was that it will make the U.S. it will force the U.S. to manufacture everything in the U.S. And I was just trying to explain that that's nearly impossible. Like, it doesn't work that way. Like, I know we would like to have no resources, get all of our resources here or whatever, but it just doesn't work that way. Like the world economy is connected in such a fashion that it's nearly impossible to have one country be an isolationist. It's completely isolation. I know that the U.S. is huge and it has a lot of resources and stuff, but like there's a reason we're getting all these rare earth elements and stuff from crazy, countries. I'd say crazy. They're not crazy, but they're undeveloped countries, because that's the only place you can get them, and you can get them cheap there. Like all of this stuff is connected. I was saying, like, it's not like you think, oh well, we'll just make a screwdriver here now. It actually turns out that like there's to get the plastic, to get, like to get the tools to make the tools. It's all interconnected. Like you can't just suddenly cut it off. You got to like pre-plan this for, years and years to start working. You can't just suddenly, whoop, no, we don't need that stuff. We got it all here, because it's not true, So anyways, that actually works into this too. Is you're gonna have resources, you're gonna lose connection to internet things and not know how to learn whatever. I think you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. Anyways, so what we need to do is check the length of this, wherever that was. I'm so bummed about that we can't use I mean, I could use that. If population data, heroes subordinates, did I not make this public? I sure didn't. Hero subordinates dot length count is not equal, because this is all we care about. Is if it's not equal, then we need to do stuff. I guess if we do greater than or let's see how we'll end up doing this in the long run. Number of subordinates. GD print. Number of subordinates doesn't match. And we'll copy this line and we'll put an else in here just for this temporary. Does match. Just for this test. Because it's going to match all the time. Well, not all the time. It's going to match. I didn't put a thing in here. I updated that while this was running. I have a feeling. Though we need to put that there. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how suddenly everyone becomes I know this is a common thing, but everyone suddenly becomes a master of anything political. Tariffs, everyone suddenly knows everything about them. I don't know shit about anything, I feel like. All right, so we just run this thing and see what. Oh, I don't need this shit. I'm gonna turn that off. Where are we? We should be up here, actually. We're on the wrong whole thing. Main. Start, pause, turn off story. We don't need it. We only have one on there, so we don't need to restart. What are we doing? We just want to make sure that this should match this time. I think I said match, right? Does match. All right, so those 4, it's checked 4 liters because there's only 4 liters. So that's right. Let's change this now. And then we have to wait till. Oh, we don't have the unhelpful thing, so I can't. I turned that off, so I can't tell if this person is their yep. All right. So then let's go up. Whoops. Go to here. And let's go to this to 9. Sure, whatever. And then we got to wait for that time. So that 4 of these are from the other one, and that one doesn't match, which is perfect. We're gonna have to put a personality. We're gonna have to update the interface that I was messing with for these different personalities. That's gonna be kind of fun, I hope. All right, not the second, but eventually. So it checks for recruitment. If it's not equal, we need to then We need to do something. So back to this millions of years. I was going to say ago, but it actually wasn't that long ago. How does this thing work? We have to double check everything. Yeah, so it goes through their activities. And we need to set, there needs to be a new activity here. I don't know if this is going to fuck shit up. Oops. I'm just going to assume it is going to fuck shit up. Slice can be simplified. I don't know what these little dots are. I mean, that's simplifying the thing there, but it's, I don't know what are the words? What does it mean? I mean, I know what it means. What the fuck is it? Here, God damn it. All right. Back to this start. So we have an activity. Let's just rerun this because I added an activity. I think we have to like add it to a, I think we need to add like stuff. We need to add a new activity to things. Yeah, see, we have an activity data. We need to add that in then too. And I bet you we have like an array of activities somewhere. Yep. At least I'm remembering how I'm doing things, and a lot of these are very similarly set up. So let's do a new activity data. And probably eventually we'll read these from disk. That was one of the things we were talking about last stream, was reading stuff from disk. The reason why I'm putting them up here is because I have all sorts of weird issues when I'm reading from disk. Oh, you have to like copy the file over. I don't think it happens with resources, but with some things you have to copy like a file over. But I'll probably end up making these read from disk, but right now they're just up here. Oh, that will be like a big deal we'll do at some point, is look at that stuff again and how that's reading from disk or whatever. This one is going to be called recruit. Recruit, making sure that shouldn't have a recruiting. The name will be, time to pop this puppy open again. I guess it should be over here. Control end works on this too, which for some reason is blowing my mind because so many of the hotkeys for Visual Studios does not go over. Word, recruit. Recruit. Recruit, no. I bet you there's some way to automate this translation. What do we do here? Recruit. What else do we need? Oh, actually, I bet you this is not word recruit. This should probably be activity recruit. Yep. We need a name, tooltip, and description. I was doing tooltips for this, huh? Activity. Whoops. Activity recruit. I just want one for reference. I guess I could have sorted. Activity. Oh, we needed recruit. Description. I guess I could have copied and pasted that as well. Recruit name. See, I could have made my life a lot easier here. recruit. Delete that stuff. The description. Recruiting. Now I can't use the word in the description, right? That seems dumb. Enlisting someone to serve. Enlisting someone to serve. That's not at all a hero, but we don't want to call them heroes. A leader. Heroes is the word that we use just for our programming slang, not in game. Because we're not making heroes of might and magic. Man, I used to love that game. Tooltip. What did I do for these other tooltips? Did I actually fill them out? I didn't write this shit at all. See, I keep setting myself up for like days of shitty work, of like tedious annoyances. So this tooltip should say, what should this tooltip say? If we have the description, should we put the same thing, or we'll put the same thing for now, but at some point we're going to have to think about what we're going to do for the tooltips. So where are we using these tooltips? Is there some place we're using these? Yeah, I think it's going to depend where we're using these. Because if it's here, maybe we want the tooltip. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Do we have an activities thing? I don't see one as I very much just zoom through this shit. Might have jumped the gun on it, adding tooltips in there. I wonder if we're using that at all. Yeah, we're not using that. Yeah, I jumped the gun on that. So let's do this. We're going to add a thing on here. And we're going to call a new column. We're going to say activities. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to edit details. We're going to go activities with one thing here. And we're going to add in. Each activity needs a tooltip depending on where the activity is getting used. The localization as well. And then we're also going to copy this. Okay. We're gonna, oh, come on. All right, I had a feeling I had to edit the details, and I hit Control A there, and we'll move this over to here. We'll move this all the way back here. We'll add this item. And we'll create a draft, I think is what we're doing here. Yep. And this will be up here. I like how the economy is set to much later, even though we're working on the economy. It's just... And then we'll go back over here. Re-import. Oh shit, I didn't have that open. What do I got on here? What was it? Activity. God damn it. I think it's just the activity name of activity name. But just to make sure there's no typos or anything. I mean, there might be typos, but it's not gonna. We put tooltip in here. I guess, yeah, that makes sense. So then we need to go back and go back to here. And we need to add in. Man, I didn't change anything. Why are you upset? Re-import that, I guess. Then in this, we need to add in our new activity. No, we need to alphabetize it with our eyeballs. With our eyeballs, then we'll just run this again to see what happens. Just looking for something to break. That looks fine. So back to our counting. I keep checking the time because I feel like I'm running out of time. And I am. And check for recruitment. So if this is not equal to this, we will set the population data's activity. We're going to use update activity. Wait. No, it's not going to work. I think there probably should be a method that returns. Oh my God, this is making me think about stuff. Okay, let's talk about this real quick. I know I'm always sidetracked and jumping all over the place. So while I was typing that in, I was like, I saw activity here, and I was like, okay, I'll do activity equals whatever. But then I was like, oh wait, no, we have update activity, which is how it should be because this is a method, and this sets the activity. But if we made this activity private, we can have a different method that returns the activity. And I think that's what we were supposed to be doing this whole time. So basically what I'm talking about is that I don't think all this stuff should be public. Like I think this is bad programming. I'm sure a more experienced developer would know and tell and say like, yeah, you should try to have a. I know that you're supposed to. Let's ask ChatGPT, but I know that you're supposed to have as few public things as possible, and I have a bazillion of them. Oh, do we not have? Okay. New chat. That's right here. In C#, are you supposed to try and keep public variables? Keep variables public or private? We'll give it more options to think about here. Yeah, you should generally keep them private unless there's a specific reason. Yeah, so this is like, here's a private one when they're adjusting it with a getter setter. The read only. Or use public only when necessary, like for constants or data meant for direct access. See, I think I'm supposed to, oh my God. Like, obviously, I've thought about this before in the past, but I'm not really worried about it very much. And I also didn't really know a solution, but this is the obvious solution. I mean, I've been using getter setters forever. That's what this is. Getter setters like protect this private thing. All right, let's hope I remember this tomorrow. So we're gonna go all activities muster. Oh, except I didn't add it to the items. Oh no, not muster, recruit. I do want to have mustering different though. So you recruit the guys and you must, then we're going to have them. So there, we are going to use the muster master. You recruit the guys, they're in your army, then you muster them to go do stuff. Like go fight wars and things. So recruiting, the hero can't do anything, but the people can. The people will continue to work at their day jobs. So they're not, they're like militia, more like militia than standing troops. That's for how it is now, but that government will change. So during recruiting, I got to remember this for tomorrow and for the future, all future besides tomorrow. Recruiting, they can do other things. The population that's being recruited, when you muster them, they no longer can do other things. So the process will be, if you set, like the guy wants five subordinates, you set it to 5. He starts recruiting. He can't do anything else. They continue working their day job, but they get recruited. Then you probably click that checkbox for the muster. Then once they're mustered, which will take like a small amount of time to muster those guys from wherever they're at, but it will still take time. One of the reasons why I want this time thing to happen is because I want, let's go back to the map here. I want, if you have like a intelligence on this county here and you're over here, I want you to be able to see the buildup of troops. I think seeing the buildup of troops is important so that you, like in game, like that, knowing someone's going to attack. And of course, if you, now let's say we owned all 3 of these, you could build up your troops over here and then move them because they're not adjacent. So I think that's an important part of games, of strategy games, the ability to see when someone's building up troops on your border. And since we're talking such a small number, you could probably do it stealthily or whatever, but enough of my yammering about this. I never added this activity. No, the activity's there. We're good to go. So this will be set their activity to recruit. What if the player has already selected an activity? So the player has already selected an activity, like scavenge, but they changed it to have, I think this should take precedence. So if the player goes in here and sets this to 10 people, this hero isn't going to do anything besides recruit until it's done. So if we go over here and we checkbox whatever, it's not going to do anything. In fact, we should disable that. So then we do need a recruit icon. So this is what's going to happen, is that we're going to have this panel here that's going to be like fucking huge. And it's going to have all these icons that are just so confusing. And you'll be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Why is all this stuff grayed out? All right, let's push this code because this is a good stopping point. We've made notes. We're going to set this to recruit. Let's close all this stuff because it likes to make changes. All right, Godot is closed. So what did we do today? Started work on hero subordinates. I have to sound that out every goddamn time. Subordinates. We're push. No, not the main. We're going to create a new branch. That one went to main, but that's hero subordinates. So for tomorrow, that should be my new rule too, is that once I've pushed to main and exported the game or whatever, I create a new branch right then. Okay, so we have hero subordinates for tomorrow. Do I need to push this? I guess I do. All right, so we're done with that. Let's raid someone. Last week I didn't, and I felt bad, I guess. Did I feel bad, or I don't know. Let's raid somebody here. I swear there was a button. Why does I feel like this is different every time I look at it? Raid channel. I want to see my friends, or who I follow, I mean. Raid channel. I swear to God, there was a setting here the other day where I just like, oh, it's been here. The people I follow is already on here. Quick filters. Same cat. Wait, what is this? This is we're having things pop up. Software and development. Filter by. All right, I'll do this a different way. We'll go to here, and we're gonna mute this tab first, though. I'll just look to see if there's anyone. Oh, maybe that's why the thing isn't there. Nobody I know or nobody I follow is streaming right now. Learn something new every day. Let's go back to this raid thing, and let's pick over here. I bet you that's why that thing wasn't there. Filter. Software. Tag. Godot. I wonder if people really put Godot engine in there. Can we throw some like C# in here? I think I put the actual pound. What's this dude doing? Working my game, doing random things, and hoping that they work. This guy sounds just like me. He's casual. He's Godot C#. Let's rate this guy. Immortal named 7. All right. So thank you guys for joining me. I will talk to you next time. I am going to click this start raid, and you guys know how this works. Probably better than me. Oh, he's got that viewer thing. Look how fucking they're getting really into it. Really trying all the different things. I have Stream Boo banned. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I mean, I guess I'm still here for like 8 seconds, but soon we'll say goodbye. All right, now, thank you for joining me. Talk to you tomorrow. All right, I still have to click this.